guys, so if you're watching this video, that means that you missed class when we did this Half-Life lab. It was with M&Ms, so you'll remember if you're here when we did the M&M lab or not. At this point, you should have filled out all the pre-lab questions, all right? I'm not going to go over or write these down for you, so make sure you pause the video and you read the top few paragraphs and answer these questions before you get started, all right? Okay, the important part about this pre-lab part is number 2 when we're talking about the different candies. So we're going to be using M&Ms today, and if you see an M&M in this lab and it is face up like this, that means that it is still radioactive. If you see the M&M and it is now face down, that means that it has gone through radioactive decay. And so we're going to be trying to figure out the half-life of things, or of these M&Ms, based on whether we have the M up or the M down. Now during this lab, when we are going to be figuring out the half-life, we're going to be doing 10 shakes. And so you need to answer this question about how many years 10 shakes represents, all right? And that's right up here. Will help you, give you some answers, okay? So use this reading, answer those questions. All right, we're going to move on to the next part. So you're going to flip over your lab book, and I'm going to kind of explain how to do this next section. Right now there's numbers written down here, but don't write those down, all right? I'm going to pull those off screen. We're going to be just working right here with these ones. All right, so at the beginning, we're going to start off with a certain number of candies that are all radioactive. All right, in this cup, there are 50 radioactive M&Ms. Then we're going to have it go through certain half-lives, and we're going to count how many radioactive M&Ms are still available after each half-life. Now, we would imagine that we'd have about half the number remaining after each one. All right, so we're going to start off at time 0 with 0 half-lives have happened, and we are going to have 50 M&Ms to start with. Right, that's the number of radioactive ones we start with at time 0. Now I'm going to take this cup and I'm going to shake it 10 times and dump out the contents, and we're going to count and see how many more radioactive ones we have after one half-life. All right, so I'm going to shake it off screen so you're going to be able to hear it, but it's going to be kind of cause some motion sickness if I shake it on screen, okay? So I'm going to shake it 10 times. And I'm going to dump it out on the screen, all right? I'm going to count how many M's I still have up and how many blanks I have that have gone through decay. So these blank ones that I'm pulling out have gone through radioactive decay, so they are not counting anymore as our radioactive ones. Also, sometimes you'll be able to see the M's really clearly. Sometimes they're kind of faded. So hopefully you can kind of tell which ones have an M or not. Since I'm a little bit closer, and can look closer at these ones, I'll definitely pull out just the ones that don't have those M's on them. All right, so this is the amount of radioactive ones we have left. All right, these are the ones, I kind of pulled them off the screen, that have gone through radioactive decay. All right, so these ones are not radioactive anymore, so that's why we're pulling them off to the side, and now we need to count up how many radioactive ones that we have here. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 25, 27. So 27. So that is our amount that we have left. So in this next box, after the 50, after one half-life, we had 27 M&Ms left. All right, we're going to repeat this process again. So I'm going to put it in the cup. I'm going to shake it another time, and we are going to count and see how many we have after now. This is our second half-life. All right, so again, since I'm closer, I'll pull out the blank ones for you guys, and then you can count the number that are still left on the screen. All right, so this is your number of radioactive ones. So I'd pause the video and count how many M&Ms you have. All right, I'm going to put them back in the cup. We're going to go for a third half-life. Remember to count these M&Ms, and then you're filling in that number right here with number 2. So you're filling in that number and writing it right here. All right, I'm going to do my third half-life. So I'm going to put my M&Ms back. I'll shake them for you guys for the third half-life. All right, this is my third half-life. And I'll pull out those M&Ms that are face down. All right, so this is how many you're gonna have now for that third half-life. So count them up, and then you're gonna use it, and this is the number you're writing right here. Right, I'm gonna take these, put them in my cup. We're gonna do another shaking. All right, so this is for number 4. Dump them out. Right. So this is the number 4 one. So again, in your lab, right here, you're writing it for number 4. So we're going to do it 2 more times. All right. Okay, this is for number 5. So you're going to write 3 down, right? We have 3 left for number 5. All right, and our final one. Oh, we got none. So you have a 0 for your last one. For number 6, your answer will be 0. All right, so you should have all these numbers filled out now. All right, now we're gonna go over our class averages. So this is the average that we got as a class. So when you weren't here, we figured out these averages. All right, and these are the numbers that we figured out. This was an average out of all my classes. All right, and then in this column, you're gonna be putting the fraction remaining. So you can see the first one, we're always gonna have a total of 50 because that's how many we started off with. On the top, you put how much you had remaining. So it's 50 over 50 and it was 100% for the top one. The next one, we had 24 remaining, so it was 24 over 50, which is 48% left. So you can tell that we had about 1 half-life because we went from 100% to 48%. That's close to 50%, which is 1 half-life. All right, our next half-life, we had 12, so we did 12 over 50, and we got 24%. All right, you're gonna do that for each one of these, figuring out the fraction and the percent and writing those in. When you're done with that, you're gonna come down here to the bottom to do the graph. I'm going to walk you through the graph, and then the rest of the worksheet you'll work on your own. So to do the graph, down here we have the time, and up here we have our number of M&Ms. So we're going to start up here at time 0. So this is time 0 right here, and we're going to go over and see how many average M&Ms we had. So it was 50. So here at time 0, we're going to go up to having 50 M&Ms, and we're going to put a dot right there. All right, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to look at time, or our first half-life, which was 10 shakes or 10 years. So this is gonna be at 10. And the number that we had was 24. So we're gonna go to 10, we're gonna go up to 24, and we're gonna put a dot there. All right, the next one, we added in 10 more years. So 10 plus 10 more, this is time 20. Our half-life number of that was 12. So we're gonna go at time 20, we're gonna go up to 12, and we're gonna put a dot there. All right, you're gonna keep doing this for each one of this. So this one would be time 30, and you do 6.5. Time 40, 3. Time 50, 1.5. Time 60, 1. And so you're gonna have dots all along your graph here. And in the end, I want you to connect a line, or draw a line to connect all your dots. So I'll start the line. All right, so that's the beginning part of your line. You need to finish your dots and connect all of those to finish your graph. You're gonna have to use this graph later on, so you're gonna come back to it for some other questions. So now what you're going to do is you're going to work on the rest of the lab. So you're going to work on these analysis questions right here. And then there's some post-lab questions on the very back side that you're going to work on. All right, some of these are a little bit tricky, so let me know if you need any help. But overall, that's how we did the lab when you were gone in class, and then we used the rest of the time to answer those questions. Let me know if you need some help, okay?